Hello everyone, welcome back to episode 15 of our Football Manager 2017 save with Newcastle United, and today we've started off with a massive match at home against Manchester United, who are up in 5th in the league. We're currently around 10th. We've been a little bit better recently. We had that really poor stretch where we had 5 defeats across about 7 games, but then we won 2 on the bounce at home and then got crushed by Leicester away in our last match. We were saying last episode that our home form has been very good, but our away form has been very bad. So in order to remedy that, I have had to play around with the tactics. We do have a new kind of tactic which we're working on. You'll see the familiarity is a little bit low. It's the same shape because obviously I don't want the team to reinvent the wheel, so to say. So instead we've switched the wingers to instead of inside forwards, they're now wingers. We've also got the central forward still in support, and the fullbacks are now playing defensively. The team will keep a more structured shape, and they'll also have a very defensive mentality. The team instructions are built to support that, while still keeping the number of team instructions quite low. So I think overall the team will be reasonably well prepared for that when we finally do play it. But today we are going to stick with our normal formation that's done so well for us at home. I suppose the only difficulty of having this other tactic and not starting with it is that if we do fall behind under this tactic, this one isn't going to help us. So it is all or nothing if we start a game with the tactic we've been using recently. But that is what we're going to do just because we've done so well at home. You might remember we beat Arsenal 3-0 at home using this tactic, so nothing's going to change there. But in terms of the team for today, Janssen continues up front. I have decided he is our first choice striker, despite not having the highest average rating in the world. Pulisic on the left, I think he's probably nailed down that position ahead of Atsu. Richie out on the right. Diame, Cook and Silva, probably the 3 that will continue to start in that position when we put out our strongest team. And the defence has been settled for a very long time, so no changes there and no desire to really change, although I'm a little bit worried about Lazar's continued unhappiness. He's unhappy because we failed to bring in stronger players, but I just don't think that's true. I don't know what else we could have done other than sign Eden Hazard in the summer transfer window, so he's going to remain unhappy for a while, I think. Otherwise, not too many surprises. I am, again, treating this match against a big team as a free hit, so not expecting to really get anything from it. If we can get a draw, I'll take it. A win would be exceptional. Here's a throw from Iorfa. Finds Lucas Silva. Encouraging that we're on the edge of the United area. Pulisic loses out to Chris Smalling, but luckily they don't find a United player. Now Lazar can come down the left flank. Back into Diame. Now Silva again. Finds Cook. It's a good position to be in. Schneidlin tries to win the ball back, but it's come for Kaleri, who's been brought on the right-hand side for a poor Matt Ritchie. Still we're on the ball. Cook into Janssen. Finds Lucas Silva, and Lucas Silva has scored. And now we can try the new tactic. We're just going to pause it there, switch tactics, and batten down the hatches for the last 12 minutes of this game. Just 1 minute of added time left. We've nearly done it. The ball crossed in. Iorfa can clear. Kaleri can run it out. Nearly gives the ball away there. But it's going to be another famous victory at St James's Park against another big team. That home form is absolutely exceptional. I thought Martial was going to score a screamer there, but Tim Krul plucks it from the sky. We were outplayed but maintained our possession, which is the most impressive thing. But it's another big victory. We've beaten Arsenal. Now we've beaten United at St James's Park this season. And I think we probably will survive, if only on our home form. But this will be the full-time whistle. A very, very good performance. I don't know why the referee still hasn't blown. And there it is. We have beaten Manchester United 1-0. Absolutely incredible. Let's have a look at how we did. We're up to 7th in the table now, 26 points. We've got so many games left, there's no way we're getting relegated. I think our job is safe. Hopefully the board will give us some extra cash before the January transfer window and we can strengthen. But we are doing so well at home. Absolutely phenomenal. Just to drive home our Jekyll and Hyde performances this season, if we have a look at our home record in the league, we've played 9, won 6, drawn 1 and lost 2. It would put us up in 8th in the table, but we're not too far behind the teams right at the top and we're a long way clear of those at the bottom. But when we put that in comparison to our away form, just 2 wins and 5 defeats so far, I think we've lost our last 5 on the bounce away from home. So before that, it wasn't actually too bad, but we really need to turn that away form around today. And we have the opportunity to do that because we're actually away against Burnley, who are a team we should more than comfortably be beating home or away. So the team is pretty much as you were, although Lazar has ended his unhappiness condition, so he is back to normal. His morale will pick up with the rest of the team. It should also boost the rest of the team, because the only unhappy player left, I think, is Januzaj, who is going to get his wish. I'm going to boot him out of the club. He's not really featured for us, and I don't think he needs to, with Matt Ritchie on the right, alongside Caleri and Rolando Aarons, as we need him. But Iorfa has come in at right back, so we have got an injury. And Mbemba and Dawson in the centre with Tim Krul in goal. Pretty strong team. And we do have a big away match against West Brom just a few days after this. It is that Christmas crunch period. And we will go up to the start of the January transfer window, but no signings waiting for us just yet. But we need to get through this match first. We've got very good morale, and we can definitely give that another lift with a win again away from home today. So throwing for Lazar. He finds Lucas Silva. Back out to Lazar. Cook on the edge of the area goes for goal, and it's sneaked in. Tom Heaton with a mistake. Surely there. He had to keep that out. Wasn't even that well struck, but Lewis Cook has given us a lead with a great goal. And that is the full-time whistle. It's another 1-0 victory, but it's come away from home, ending a run of 5 defeats in a row away from home. We've now won half of the matches we've played, 29 points now, and we're nearly at that halfway point of the season. So if we can keep this going, we will be in the hunt for European football, which is absolutely phenomenal given how much we struggled in the Championship. I'm very happy with the way the team are playing at the moment. I think we're doing well. Even the games we've lost, it's been a little bit disappointing to lose so heavily, but we've put in a fight and managed to keep our philosophy of high possession on the bounce. Lots of short passes, just building up that possession stat. And the chances we're creating, I feel, are quality chances. We are sneaking in the goals. Other teams are having a lot of shots against us because they're having to play on the counter-attack, but they aren't particularly accurate. So I think if we keep this tactic up, we will start to grind out more of these 1-0 victories as the team settles. But very happy to get that first away win at the 6th time of asking. For the away match at Wembley to play Tottenham, because obviously Tottenham would have relocated to Wembley as our home stadium for this season. We are using the second tactic for the first time in terms of starting with it. So that means Atsu is going to start on the left wing, so I want to use his pace as a winger, relegating Pulisic to the bench. Matt Ritchie continues. He's got quite a bit of pace, so I'm not too worried about him on his end. Everybody else is kind of as they were. It's mainly the team instructions, mentality and shape that have changed a bit. But if we're starting to struggle a little bit, we will switch back to the original tactic, especially if we fall behind early on. Because Lazar is injured, James is having to play on the left. So there's not much I can do about this poor rating for our right back. But hopefully that won't impact us too much. I think we're pretty well covered everywhere else. So I'm not really expecting anything from this. Tottenham second in the league, playing at Wembley. It's going to be quite tough. Hopefully we can grind out a draw. I'm not above parking the bus if we absolutely have to, if we're being outplayed. But a point would be very good from this match, I feel. It's corner for Matt Ritchie. Swings the ball in. Dawson's there, and we've scored from the corner. Tottenham have been dominant. We haven't had the possession we normally have, but we've got the lead away at Wembley. Mbemba just clears that out. Pulisic has managed to hold on to the ball. Does find Janssen. This might be a good counter-attack from the team. Janssen just loses the ball there. Hung on to it for too long. And Coutinho almost loses it, but Spurs on the attack, looking for that equaliser. They've got Danny Rose in down the left. He swings the ball in, and Mauro Icardi's there to pounce. His 16th goal of the season so far makes it 1-1. Dyer finds Eriksson. He can put in a good ball from that position. Instead he picks out Sissoko. He whips the ball across, and there's Dembele, and it is now 2-1 to Spurs, and we have work to do. Free kick from Eriksson. Oh, it's deflected in, and we're 3-1 down. Green, just look for Janssen, but Rose reads it well. I think that's the end of this match. We have been thoroughly outplayed. Possession, shots, shots on target, every way you look at it, we have been beaten by Spurs today. So it's hard to say that this tactic has been any better than our usual one. And I'm not convinced that we should keep changing the tactic. Unless you guys think I'm wrong, do let me know on that. But I'm quite disappointed by that performance. We've done such a good run of form. When we took the lead, I thought maybe we'd be able to get that win, but Spurs have moved up to top of the table with that. So it's hard to be too disappointed getting beaten by Spurs. We did lead them at half-time, which was good, but the capitulation in the second half was very worrying. And I think we will just stick to the tactic we know, keep the team familiar, and not worry about training a second one, because it's worked for us up to now. And I don't see why it can't continue. We are back to the tactic that we know and love for the home match against 18th place West Brom. You might remember we got our first Premier League win away at the Hawthorns, so hopefully we can make it 6 out of 6 in terms of points against West Brom. Back to the team we love as well, really. Iorfa still starting on the right of defence. I think he might continue there. I think he is actually a better player than Hammers, who's getting on a bit, if I remember right. So no need to mess around with that too much. Dawson and Mbemba in the middle. The wonder trio in midfield and another wonder trio up front. We've definitely found a settled team and they're doing well for us, so there's not much reason to change. A couple of the players, maybe Janssen actually hasn't performed recently, but he is sort of doing the job. He's helping the rest of the team perform as far as I'm concerned. He does hold up the ball, lay it off a lot. That is his role as a supporting striker. So we are relying on Pulisic and Richie to do most of the legwork. It would be good if Janssen could chip in with goals, but I'm not too worried about that at the moment. But I would like us to get a win by more than 1 goal to nil if we can today. Just a friendly plug for the channel. If you are enjoying this episode, and you have been recently, don't forget to subscribe. It does really help grow the channel and get more people involved. But let's kick on and beat West Brom today. Free kick from Matt Ritchie early in the game. Swung over towards Lucas Silva. It is cleared out. Diarme's picked up the loose pieces though. Switches a flank brilliantly to Lazar. Shifting the defence out of position. And Lazar's got in behind. Puts it across. Jakob away. Silva's there. We know he can score a goal. Lazar back to Diarme. Into Cook. Finds Matt Ritchie. He's on Jakob with a diving header for no reason. Silva again. Oh! Ref, put him to jail. That was horrendous from Salomon Rondon. Somebody call the police. Well, West Brom are down to 10 men with 85 minutes to go. Corner from Ritchie. Puts the ball to the back stick. Lucas Silva's there. And it's a foul from West Brom. They are all over the shop today. And we do have the penalty. I'm not sure who's going to take it. It's been a while since we had a penalty. Might be Matt Ritchie. It is Matt Ritchie. He steps up as set-piece specialist, buries it in the bottom corner, and we're 1-0 up against 10 men. Chadley finds Jakob. Now Tom Carroll. West Brom not had a shot on target yet. I am slightly concerned they have the ball and we haven't scored a second. There's a ball with Jakob to Carroll. Oh, and Diarme's gone through the back of him, and that is going to be a second yellow. A needless red card. And that changes things quite a bit. Lazar's found Pulisic with a throw. His second goal would really reassure me. And there's Lewis Cook, who steps up and delivers an absolute screamer to the top corner. The recent training report said he'd improved his long shots, and boy is he showing it. Dawson's won the ball back brilliantly. He's looking to set Pulisic away, but Nyom gets there quite easily. Sends it back to Foster. Johnny Evans just using the space on the pitch. There's a lot more long passing from West Brom now. But we are getting it back, keeping the possession. And Pulisic takes on 2 players and a third. Puts it out towards Ritchie, who finds Silva. There's so much room on the pitch at the moment. There's another long ball. And Iorfa swings it in low, and Matt Ritchie seals the points, makes it 3-0, and we are getting another home victory. Robertson can put in the ball from there. Instead, they play it back to Chadley on the edge of the area. He beats one player, tries for the shot. It comes for Abraham, who fires the loose ball in, and we've lost the clean sheet. I think it's still too late for West Brom to mount a comeback, though. Just 30 seconds left as Ritchie swings in the ball. Falls for Pulisic. Back out to Ritchie. Cleared out by Nyom. I'm encouraged that we're still keeping the pressure on late here. And now Cook in the box. Looks for Richie, just cleared out. West Brom desperate for that full-time whistle. And there it is. We have got the 3 points. Put more pressure on West Brom in the relegation zone. But I don't care. I still want to hit that 40-point mark. 20 games in, we're on 32. We've got 18 games to get 8 points. And then I will be happy. And we can start to look further up the table. But as it stands, we're almost in the Champions League hunt. 6 points off that, but just a couple off the Europa League places. We're keeping up with the likes of Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool and West Ham. Not too shabby at all. I am maybe being a little bit cynical for this away match at Anfield. We are technically above Liverpool in the league, but I think we're going to struggle away from home. So I am resting a few players because we're playing Norwich, who are probably a team that we would expect to beat, but I don't want any slip-ups against, so I'm going to risk the points against Liverpool to make sure we secure them against Norwich. Obviously, this could backfire. We could lose both games, but at the moment, I'm still focused on securing points, and the big teams continue to be free hits for me. I don't think we can seriously challenge them just yet, but we will find out today. There are a lot of fresh legs out there. We've got Kaleri, Januzaj and Atsu all coming in as the front three. Cook continues in midfield, but otherwise Anita and Tiote are coming in. We've got Giamaz on the right with Aorfa moving into the centre, and Bemba and Lazar continue, as does Tim Krul. So not a massive amount of changes, but a lot more than we would usually make. But it means everybody is fresh, and even more will be fresh for the game against Norwich. So I think it's the right call. Hopefully we can still grind out a result. I'm not going to switch to our secondary tactic. I'm going to keep our main one, because I don't think it really justified its choice against Spurs. But the main one has been doing very well for us recently, and we'll just have to see if it pays off against Liverpool. We could get smashed, but I remain optimistic. Free kick for Liverpool early on. The ball put in, and I think Lewis Cook has given away a penalty, just as West Brom did to us. I think it's a tug on the shirt, something similar in the box there. I think it's Daniel Sturridge who's going to take the penalty. Might be Dele Alli, actually. Oh, it's Origi. Wrong on both counts, but Origi buries it in the top corner. We're 1-0 down inside 3 minutes at Anfield. We are dominating possession and the chances, but Liverpool's still ahead and they're on the attack again now. It's Wijnaldum to Lallana. In towards Dele Alli. He finds Origi, and Origi scores his second of the game. He seems like a decent prospect. It's his 7th of the season. We're 2-0 down at half-time. Free kick for Augustinsson. And it's fallen to Origi, who gets his hat-trick. It's 3-0. I think Origi has shown the difference between an in-form striker and an out-of-form striker. Corner put in for Liverpool, and De Vrij is there. And it is really just becoming an absolute horror show. And we have been comprehensively beaten. It's another heavy away defeat. Hopefully we can use it to motivate the players for our game against Norwich. But we are really struggling on the road. Final match of this episode is away at Carrow Road to play Norwich. They are down in 17th at the table, so I would be expecting us to get the win, even though we are having some very poor away form. Janssen continues up front, but I will look to sign another striker if he doesn't start scoring goals soon. We are in the January transfer window now, so there are options out there if we need them. Otherwise, the team is pretty much as you were. Cheick Tiote has now left for Swansea, so we have a gap in the centre of midfield. Just Anita really there to back us up, although I have been playing Green in that role every so often. We do have Christensen, but he only has 6 months left to his contract and he still hasn't agreed a new one, so he may even lose him yet. But we are maybe lacking enough cover in the centre of midfield. We could probably do with another good centre midfielder anyway. Otherwise, the balance of the team is quite strong. It's that striker and centre midfield area that we need to change, but I think we are waiting for Januzaj to leave the club before we can strengthen those areas. Carroll will leave tomorrow, and then we can maybe think about bringing somebody new in, but for now, this is what we've got to make do with. It should be more than enough to beat Norwich, but that away form is a real concern at the moment. It's another long throw for Norwich. Pinto puts the ball in, Cook gets it away, but Murphy allowed another run into the box. Dawson gets the ball this time. Still not able to relieve the pressure with Janssen not running up the pitch. Here's Dorrans out to Martin, and it's in from Cameron Jerome. We're 1-0 down, and we've been very poor so far. It's another long throw for Norwich. Been doing damage with these so far today. Mainly because we just don't have anybody at the pitch. I might need to have a look at that because Jerome has scored again. It's 2-0, and it's from 2 long throws that have thrown away the team shape. And Norwich have made the most of it. A very worrying defeat in the final match of this episode. That's 2 defeats in a row, both away from home. We've now won 10 and lost 10 so far this season. Still a good way clear of the relegation places and not far off the top 5 sort of area, but 2 defeats in a row leave us in somewhat of a difficult position. Luckily, it is the January transfer window. As you can see, Janssen's still on such a big goal drought. He's got so much potential to be a quality player, as has Caleri. I'm not sure why he's not fulfilling it. Just 19 appearances and 4 goals. That's not a very good return for an £11 million player. But we're sort of struggling everywhere at the moment, although the striking area has been a concern for the last 2 seasons. In terms of the games for the next episode, they do get a little bit easier. Huddersfield in the FA Cup, then Palace, Stoke, Watford and Swansea, all very winnable. Finishing with a game at home against Man City. We've done so well against the big teams at home that I actually have a little bit of expectation for that City match. Gets a bit harder in the episode after that, but a little bit inconsistent recently. 2 wins, a defeat, 2 wins, a defeat, 1 win, 2 defeats. I suppose that is consistent, but not in the way you'd like. It's a long throw away from where we had this fantastic run of form that puts up the table. But I think we can turn it around. I don't think there's too much to be concerned about. We're a long way clear of relegation. The board are still very confident. The squad is quite happy, given we've lost the last 2 games. And we do have money to spend. We don't have much wage budget, but Carroll will leave the club tomorrow. That'll up the available wage budget. And we've got plenty of transfer money. Unfortunately, the board just won't let me... Oh, they might actually. Oh, the board have let me change things. Right, we have transfer work to do. But that is it for this episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed. Let me know in the comments who I should spend this £15 million and £150,000 a week on. But until next time, see ya.